Bates Motel Season 3, Episode 8, The Pit. Now, I know I'm normally 2 weeks behind on this show, and I found out at the end of this one that we only have two more episodes left, which means that because I'm 2 weeks behind on that, we have one more week left. Next week is the season finale. So I'm incredibly excited for that. I'm going through this episode as well as this week's episode, one after another. But this was a great episode. We got Norma basically getting the psychiatrist beat up. He got a nail shot into him and he's beat up. He leaves town. We have Norman finding out that Norma told the psychiatrist that he's the one that killed his father, so that freaked him out. Bradley comes back by the end of this episode. Uh, the freaking gun run went completely disastrous, which I figured it would. I honestly thought that it would go wrong because Caleb uh, went on the thing with Dylan. I figured he has a warrant. They're gonna cross a border. They're gonna look at this guy, and I mean, granted, if you have a warrant, that doesn't mean every cop's gonna know your face. But I thought that's how things were gonna go wrong, and it turns out they do everything, and instead, the the neighbor, I can't think of his name right now. Apparently, he just kind of got some people messed up, and they were gonna totally kill that guy. So they have a crazy shootout. They take off in the truck. The giant, art piece just falls off the back of the truck. So they are either gonna be back home and fine, which in the preview it seemed like they made it back, so they're gonna be fine there. But there's obviously gonna be some conversation going on with the neighbor, and Caleb did mention if anything happened to Dylan, he would come back and kill that guy. And they had to go through a crazy shootout because he screwed people over in the past. So who knows what's gonna happen with this guy? I mean, he's already weird enough, and he's obviously got guns and weapons and this and that. But he does have a family. If I remember right, he has a wife and a kid. I believe it was a daughter. So he's not gonna try to have like a shootout with them. But he's obviously doing some illegal stuff, and I don't know if Caleb's really gonna give a crap that he's a family man. I think he's gonna come back and kind of screw things over. And also, it does kind of seem like he set them up because he didn't tell the people that he wasn't coming, and that's probably because he knew I can't do this because they're gonna try to kill me. So maybe he was trying to get rid of the two of them or something. Like it kind of doesn't make any sense any other way. It's like, oh, you didn't know that they'd be pissed off at you, and yet you didn't tell them. Like, so, like those two things right there just kind of conflict with each other. That he wouldn't tell them, hey, these other guys are coming, and he wouldn't tell Dylan and Caleb that they may or may not have an issue with me. Like, oh, I, have no idea. So I'm not sure how he's gonna try to play that off, but I don't think Caleb's gonna buy it, and I don't think Dylan's gonna buy it either. Neither of them are stupid, so I think they're gonna instantly think of that. Like, you didn't call them and tell them that we were coming, and yet you had no idea that there was gonna be an issue either, because you didn't call. Which no one would ever do that. Where it's like, I'm just gonna send two random people for this insanely illegal drug run, or gun run in this case, and I'm not gonna call the people that we're giving the goods to tell them that it's not gonna be me. So that's probably not going to go too well with them confronting their neighbor. We had some really crazy stuff with Norman Romero in this episode, and Romero learning about what Norman did, and he gave her a chance, and he was like, I don't want you to go with your first impulse, like this one time, just tell me the truth when I ask you. And he asked her twice, and it was really funny because I was thinking, like, she screwed up again. It's like, at some point she has to realize that these random questions aren't so random. You don't just come back and ask, after all this time, how did your husband die, for no apparent reason. He wouldn't just randomly come at you with that, and you kind of have to think, she should have put two and two together, but she didn't. And even if she didn't instantly go to the psychiatrist and her telling him, and him somehow getting that info to Romero, even without those two things, it's kind of like, why would he randomly come at me like this with this question and be so dramatic about it? Like, don't lie to me. And he, even when she lies the first time, he's like, I'm gonna ask you one more time. And it's just like, she didn't put it together. It's like, she has to, I feel like she's done that several times where she doesn't really consider why people are asking the question. She's just instantly, I have to defend my son, which is her character. And that's kind of one of her flaws, is that she instantly goes to the defensive mode. Even if it's just for her, she's definitely done that before too, where she instantly gets defensive and she doesn't think it all the way through. So she's kind of done it again, and I don't know if it's going to kind of blow over like some of those other times. This could really bite her in the butt. Like, Romero has the flash drive. He's kind of going back and forth. He has to balance. Now that he knows this, he knows that things are really, really messed up with Norman. He knows about the blackouts and everything. It changes some stuff in the past. Even things that have been cleared for Norman, now it brings it all right back. Like, it was definitely him. And, excuse me. And now he's going to have to make a decision. Is he going to, who's he going to side with? Like, the city? Basically, like, that's what the guy stands for. Is like, he is the city and what the city typically is. Or is he going to side with Norma, who ultimately has kind of just brought a lot of disasters to the city when you think about it. Aside from Dylan, who's kind of helped the city, a lot of crazy crap, random dead people, dead sheriff deputy or whatever the guy was in season 1, whatever his official position was. So I don't know what to really expect from Romero. I want to think he's going to still choose Norma because he knows what the other guy is up to and how... I mean, heck, they tried to shoot him. Once you do that, I don't think I can choose your side, but Romero has a lot more to deal with as the sheriff. He kind of has to think about the entire city and how they do strive off of a lot of illegal things, and a lot of the higher-ups know about that stuff, so he's in a really tough position, and I don't know how things are going to play out, but I'm excited to see that, and of course, with the ending and Bradley coming back, that could just screw up a ton of crazy things. I mean, I'm trying to remember exactly what she did. I can't remember who she killed. I believe it was the guy that killed her father, or was at least involved in it. He was like the main guy that did it. So she killed him and then kind of took off, and they faked her death. I'm really trying to remember because I suck at remembering past seasons. But, she fakes her death and now she's back, and in the preview it's like she doesn't want to be dead anymore. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know. Maybe Emma is going to end up running into her, and that could be an issue. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and now we have someone coming back into the show that kind of took off after she murdered someone, and we obviously have, as always, there's a ton of focus on Norma and Norman. So her kind of coming back and staying at the motel isn't going to be the best idea for her, but that's what's going to happen, so we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. And I guess fortunately, since I'm behind 2 weeks, I'm going to get to see that happen right now. But I definitely love this episode. I can't wait to see how things take place, especially since this next episode does lead to the season finale. And like I said, I was really surprised by that because this show starts, I think it started in like November or something like that. So it already ending, it basically ends just like a lot of other shows have, like at the same time, like everything's ending right now. So I was really surprised that it was ending so soon. I forgot that this show does have like really short seasons compared to a lot of other TV shows. But with everything that happened in this episode, and there's only 2 more left, it actually has me way more excited than I was initially, because it's like they're going to make it really dramatic. They're going to have it where maybe Dylan and Caleb do end up killing off their neighbor, and maybe that sets off another chain reaction for the season finale, or maybe they'll kill him in the season finale. I'm not sure yet, but I'm incredibly excited for this next one because it's going to lead into the final episode for this season. So some crazy stuff is definitely about to happen. Romero's probably going to make his decision. Dylan and Caleb are probably going to make their decision as to what they're going to do with the neighbor and how he basically set them up, because like I said, he didn't call the guy, obviously, and so the big question is, well, if you didn't call the guy to tell them that we were coming, why didn't you do that? Because if you've done this tons and tons of times, even if you haven't, I've never done anything revolving around drugs, but I know if you're not the person delivering like you normally are, you call someone and say, these are the people that are coming to you, this is what they look like, these are their names. You don't just not call and then act like it's like, no big deal. So something's gonna happen there for sure, and I can't wait to watch it. But I love this episode, and I want to know what you guys thought about it. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and why do you guys think Bradley came back? Like, what were your initial thoughts? If you've seen the episode already, then you guys probably know why she came back, and she kind of said in the trailer she didn't want to be dead, but I have to assume there's a little bit more to it. So I want to know what your initial thoughts were, like why she came back. Were you surprised that she came back? Did you think she was ever going to be in the show again? Because honestly, I thought she was just gone permanently, and that was kind of it. I really thought that she was gone. She left in like the second or third episode in the last season, which is really surprising. Even back then, I was like, oh, I thought she was gonna be like a really important character because she had some great moments, and then she kind of leaves the show. So I'm excited that she's back. I have no idea why, but like I said, I want to know what you guys thought. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.